Hello and welcome back to the second semester of the Kanakuk Institute intramural season. Right now we are in the middle of basketball season. We had our first week last week, and we're just going to go through these games to tell you what happened. Game number one, the Heat beat the Lakers by 6 points. In this one, we saw preseason MVP favorite Josiah Talbert opening up the season with a splash, if you will, shouldering the offensive load for the Heat in a hard-fought game.
Also in that game, we have some good news and some bad news. Good news, Ben Sullivan is back after 10 months off from intramurals. Bad news, he is no longer good.
Right you are, partner. Next game, Mavs beat the Rockets by 5. Former Baylor women's basketball practice squad member Kendall Reed also opened up the season with a splash, making an early statement that he and the Mavs will be a force to be reckoned with all season.
We also got to see a good glimpse into Winston Weeby's character when he leveled Allie Residlow, sending her crashing onto the ground. Good job, Winnie.
And finally, the Jazz beat the Bulls by 9 points. The pick and roll action of Daniel Angier and Jack Holt proved to be just a little too much for the Bulls to contain.
In other news for the Bulls, Luke Curry,
while incredibly talented at basketball, has decided to sit out the season to give his teammates more playtime. Wow, what a guy.
Also, Devin Colson couldn't quite get it going from deep, despite several promises that he would lead his team to a blowout victory.
And moving on to tonight's action, the first game is going to be the Mavericks versus the Jazz. This one's something we're looking for Karis and Hagan to step into bigger scoring roles, building off a solid week number one. For
the Jazz, Katie Bussman has a reputation for getting into the minds of her opponents with her trash talk. I think we've all seen it, all experienced it. It hurts a little bit, but we'll be watching to see if Anna Marie and company can handle it and what type of retaliation they will show.
In the second game, we've got the Heat versus the Bulls. For the Heat, we're going to be watching Straley to see if she can finally get one of these volleyball shots to drop. And we'll also be keeping an eye on Tyler Trano as he continues to impress us with his half-court granny shots. For the Bulls, it'll be interesting to see if the Lakatos family can prove how good their chemistry really is by not passing it to anyone else on their team. And the final game of the evening at 9 o'clock, we've got the Rockets versus the Lakers. For the Rockets, Jesse Turner might be the most exciting player to watch at the Kanakuk Institute because he has a shooting sleeve. Also, the current over-under on times Allie ends up on the floor is set at 6.5. So we're going to find out if she can hit the over again. For the Lakers, look for Reed Green to take over down the stretch, demanding the ball when the game is on the line. She is just clutch. We'll also be keeping an eye on Lauren Murphy, who is still rocking her JV basketball shoes. Tune in tonight to see if they make it through yet another game. That's all we've got time for this week. Tune in tonight for some more intramural basketball action. Until next time.